Water is the foundation of life. Every living thing, plants, animals, and humans needs water to survive. In recent times, hand washing with soap and water has been identified as the first line of defense in preventing the spread of the coronavirus disease. For the estimated 1 billion people worldwide who lack access to clean water, the limit of this basic resource can be a matter of life or death. In Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous nation, a government-led comprehensive approach to improved water, sanitation and hygiene has shown great promise as the program embarks on phase 2 this year. The One Water Sanitation and Hygiene National Program has bolstered the government's ambitious plans to achieve water, sanitation and hygiene for all by 2024. The construction of water supply schemes for rural and urban settings, along with the improvement of more than 30,000 latrines in health facilities, has benefited more than 4.3 million Ethiopians across the country. In line with this, more than 500,000 children gained access to clean water through nearly rehabilitated water facilities and latrines at schools. Program results stretch far beyond improved water and sanitation, with advances visible in community health, education, the local economy, and overall productivity. 1 hour south of Addis Ababa in Jate Kabele, 48-year-old dairy farmer Birhane Habebe says that the arrival of a water pump in her town has resulted in increased milk supplies from her cows that now drink clean water.
Tahu malah, ani garu jubarti thai. Apa mati kiya kon ijolet na narati gatedu. Ani garu amma ini ergade adu uga digdam. Ugmau foya finne raine baye foya arganne. Long kenya manat obafanna, mai kayat anna durana shufe olani media olani amma kay olani atma kayat mutot obafan. Yawu sasani garu akka jirenya tetti warri tamare fitetoti hojii qabeessin jira immoo warri immoo ittiin guduufateetoti boruu fi jedheetoti nibratarra godhateessin jira.
Earning an average of $60 per week, Birhane smiles as a milk farmer and a mother, thankful for the changes that water has brought into her life. The One Wash National Program has a steering committee chaired by the Ministry of Water, Irrigation and Electricity and also includes the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education and development partners like the African Development Bank, the World Bank, UNICEF, DFID and other stakeholders. The guiding principles of one planning, one budget, one reporting and one consolidated wash account have proven a regional model towards achieving the sustainable development goals.
What we are finding from phase 1 is drought is affecting the wash sector, so it's the wash services. So in the phase 2 we include new components, that is climate resilient wash. In the design of water supply and sanitation or in toilet design, getting this access or to this service.
The African Development Bank, through the African Development Fund and the Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Initiative, has financed $178 million of the total $465 million project cost to implement Phase 1. Funding from all partners is channeled into a consolidated wash account within the Ministry of Finance. The One Wash National Program intervenes at the community level using a demand-based response approach. Engaging communities from the onset spurs local involvement, fosters community responsibility, and ensures that interventions best meet the needs of each local context. Residents in Ethiopia's southern region used to travel up to 9 kilometers to fetch water, even facing off with wild animals while waiting in overnight queues. Now, water points are less than 800 meters away and are managed by local residents who make up the community's wash committee.
ማለት ውሃን ማለት ከተሰራ በኋላ ከተረከበን በኋላ ዋሽኮች ማለት አሳይን አረጋን ዋሽኮቹ ማለት ውሃን ማለት ሙሉ ኃላፊነት ወስዶ ራሳቸው አድርጎ ማለት በደም ማለት ያስተዳድራሉ ዋሽቆቹ ስልጣና ማለት ከዚህም ከጽፈት ቤትም እዛ ሜዳን እዚህም ጠርተን በየአመቱ ማለት በየኳርተሩ ስልጣና እንሰጣለን እነሱ ሙሉን ኃላፊነት ወስዶ ገንዘባቸውን በኦሞ አካውንት ያስቀመጡ ከዛ አካውንት ያወጡ ከተበላሸ ጥገና ራሳቸውን ማለት እየጠገኑ
To afford related fuel fees and water pump maintenance, community members pay 10 birr, equivalent of 30 cents a month. Special provisions are made for those who can't afford payments, such as the elderly or disabled.
ይሄ ፕሮጀክት ለህዝቡ ጠቃሚ ሆኗል በጥሩ ሁኔታ እንደም ማይናገር ከቁጥሩ በላይ በጣም ህዝቡ እንደ ድሮ ማለት አሁን ደሞ ራሱ እናንተ ሲታዩ የህዝቡ ደም በጣም ንጹህ ደም ነው ያለ ይሄ ፕሮጀክት ከገባ ወዲህ ጤና በጥሩ ሁኔታ ጤና አግኝተናል ወባም የለም ታይፎይድም የለም ድሮ ጊዜ ግን ታይፎይድ አለ ልዩ በሽታዎች አለ ተቅማጥ አለ አሁን ይሄ ፕሮጀክት ከገባ በኋላ እንደው ተቅማጥ የለም ምንም ነገር የለም ሰው ሁሉ ጤናማ ነው ጤናማ ውሃ ነው የሚጠጣው ብዬ ነው እንደውም በጣም እኔ የሚያመሰግነው
23-year-old Gizo Tafa washes an average of 15 cars per week in Tefki town, 30 kilometers outside of Addis, using water from a spout installed in his front lawn.
እኛ ስራውን ያሰብነው በፊት ስራ የለንም ነበር ሁለት ጓደኛሞች ሆነን አንድ ላይ ነው ቁጭ የምንለው አንድ ላይ ነበር የምንውለው ስለዚህ ከዚህ በፊት ስራ ስላልለን ውሃው የመግባቱን ስናይ ውሃው ደግሞ በቂ ውሃ ስላለው ከዛም በቃ መስራት ስለምንፈልግ ብቻ ስራውን ጀመረ እሱን የሚያውቀው እግዚአብሔር ነው በእግዚአብሔር ስር ደግሞ ነን እነዚህ የተደራጀውን አሁን በሰፊው መስራት ነው የምንፈልገው ሌላ ስራ ማስፋፋት ነው የምንፈልገው
Like him, many youth also envision a brighter future for themselves, developing business ideas around the newly found water supplies. Job creation, higher household incomes, reduced disease burden, healthier populations, and increased girls' school attendance in Ethiopia can all be directly attributed to the One Wash national program. In light of the coronavirus outbreak, it's safe to say that Ethiopia's urban and rural populations are safer now than they would have been just a few years prior to the introduction of this program.
We were planning to supply water for nearly 5.9 million people, but we have achieved 4.36 million people to be beneficiary from the project in terms of water supply both in urban and the rural areas. In terms of rural water supply, our plan was 3.8 million to supply for them, but we have achieved 3.9 million, more than our plan. In terms of institutional wash, school and health centers, our plan was 10,780, but we have achieved 10,224.
Considering the threat posed by coronavirus, Phase 2 will also intensify the sanitation component by emphasizing the importance of hand washing with soap. Water supplies will focus on renewable energy such as solar-powered water pumps. Schools and health facilities will also be targeted with improved latrines for girls and the disabled.